After 10 weekends of Bennetts British Superbike Championship racing, it comes down to the final weekend at Brands Hatch, the day that the Bennetts British Superbike Champion will be crowned for 2023. It's all about those small margins, thousands of seconds, half a point, but the depth of field and the depth of talent is remarkable. Who knows how it's going to go today? There are still 6 riders that can win it, and it's all about the hunter and the hunted.
I know we can win races here this weekend, and to win this championship I have to win races this weekend.
I believe that I can and will get the job completed.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun for everyone to watch.
One of the most memorable seasons ever. There's never been a final like this in recent years. It's all to play for. It's the day of destiny.
So coming into Brands, I am feeling fantastic. No, I'm feeling good. I think for me, my let's say build up for me is basically, for me mentally, is all down to my fitness. I thrive of knowing that I'm a deserving person of my position, shall we say.
You know, I feel really good. What a season. As always, so grateful, so thankful to be in this position. You know, just the other day I was driving from physio or the gym or the school, whatever it was, and I thought, I get how people must go flip serious pressure, but I really don't feel that.
Weather looks a bit naff tomorrow, but that'll throw a lot of cats among the pigeons, and yeah, it's one of them. It's going to be a two-day weekend. I think tomorrow's going to be pretty pointless. Most people who are in the shout's probably not even going to go out because they don't want to hurt themselves. Simple.
I know on the Ducati that I'm actually really good in the wet when it's wet. When it's patchy or mixed conditions, the Ducati is quite difficult because it does use a lot of rear tyre.
Yeah, last rounds, we've been here a few times before. 16, 17 and 18, I've come into this round leading the championship. Lost it twice and won it once.
Coming into the weekend, of course, the main aim would be to finish in the top 3 in the championship. You know, it's kind of gone in the favour of the new format. You know, we're all very close within points.
This year we've had a roller coaster. You know, it's been up and down. It's not been smooth sailing, but we've managed to bring ourselves back into it by winning.
I think the key thing is the bike has not a lot of edge grip and an abundance of drive grip, and in the wet your lack of edge grip is like really magnified because obviously the circuit has provides less grip. In the cold and dry, I often think a really cold track, you know, particularly here, remember at the end of last year, the pace that we set when I was on the Honda was so much faster than what we'd done earlier in the year when we had nicer weather. So I expect the pace to be very fast this weekend.
This isn't the first year that I've come to the last race sort of outside of that title fight sort of position. I'd rather be under that pressure. You know, that would be a better scenario to actually have something to lose. But coming in with nothing to lose is obviously less stressful, less pressure. It's easier to deal with and compute.
To me, it's just another round to make amends for what's been a bit of a disappointing year, really. It's pretty crazy that we're coming to the final round with any chance of winning the championship. I had luck actually, so the odds are pretty long. So for a 10 grand bet, I'd get 40 million back. So yeah, odds are long.
As we've all seen, anything can happen in BSB. So yeah, looking forward to get going. I think that with all the mishaps and the shenanigans that can go on as it did at Donington, I don't see why that we can't be in the fight come Saturday afternoon and Sunday 2 races.
I believe that I can and will get the job completed, and I believe that we can have a great weekend in become British Superbike champion this year. There's no reason why not. If I ride like I have been all year and a little bit more methodical of thinking and approaching the races in a good manner.
This is it then, the last qualifying session of the season. 12 minutes to decide who's on pole. You're in for a thriller. It's the last round of Bennetts British Superbikes 2023, and this is qualifying. 8 riders mathematically can win the championship. Yes, 8. It's 7.5 points splitting teammates Tommy Bridewell and Glenn Irwin, with Kyle Ride 35 adrift, Haslam 41 adrift, Jackson 43.5 down, O'Halloran 50.5 down, with Brooks and Idden with a slim chance of picking up the spoil. Josh Brooks here has got an issue, but the first of the flying laps then are going to come in. And they're going to be set here by Kyle Ryde and Booth Amos, who is not losing touch and ground of Kyle Ryde. Ryde goes fastest with a 1:41. Here comes Spud Nesbitt. Brilliant rookie season, looking to become Rookie of the Year this year. And across the line for Charlie, he goes pole for now, 39.5.
Yeah, I'm proper looking forward to it, in all fairness. We had a good round here at the start of the year.
Here comes Kyle Ryde with Booth Amos again.
With his shadow.
I don't think he's going a bad way about it here, because the pair of these guys on screen, Ryde and Booth Amos, are heading for the front row. They might not challenge Nesbitt's fastest time, but let's see. Over the line with 7 minutes still to go. Kyle Ryde goes third, Booth Amos goes second. Incredible.
Yes, he is.
Leon Haslam is on a flyer as well. How the time
Nesbitt's on another quick one.
again. Storm Stacey now is about to go to P1 on the Starline Kawasaki. He goes pole for now, but for how long?
Not long.
Here's Leon Haslam in the background, number 91. Oh, he goes second. There is Glenn Irwin. He's finally made it out on circuit. Bridewell goes up into fourth as well. Here comes Vickers over the line now for the Lamy OMG rider. He goes up into second place. It's Nesbitt, O'Halloran and Vickers at the moment, your top three. Here is Jason O'Halloran though. He's got some slipstream here and he pulls up alongside Ryan Vickers. Jason O'Halloran will go to pole at 36.097. It's the swan song for the McCams team, but what a lap that was from the O-Show. Checkered flags out here for Tommy Bridewell. What's the best that he can manage? Leon Haslam goes to second on the grid. Here comes the championship leader, Tommy Bridewell. At best then, Bridewell has fifth at the moment. You now wait for Hickman, who goes fourth. So that puts Tommy Bridewell down one.
Yep.
Waiting now for Glenn Irwin. Can Glenn Irwin improve on 17th? No, he cannot. That is a nightmare.
There are so many sporting arenas in the world. Some of them they call the theatre of the dreams. Well, in motorsport terms, this is the motorsport theatre of dreams. Brands Hatch. The Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit, a track that's been in existence since 1960 in this configuration, has seen the great motorsport legends race around here. Ayrton Senna, Nigel Mansell, Barry Sheen, Carl Fogarty. The list is endless. The gallery and the arena effect here is like no other track in the world. And it's the perfect backdrop to see the day of destiny, the day that the Bennetts British Superbike Champion will be crowned for 2023.
We're here, we're ready for what looks to be a good weekend as well. A variable, a typical BSB weekend in the year.
Everyone's going to race a little bit cagey. You're going to have a lot of people that's not within a shout, being brave and getting up there.
We've been as fast as anyone all year. We've had a lot of podiums. We've had too many technical problems, like 5 DNS, which you can't win championships that way.
Obviously, I'm coming here to do the best job I can and do the best job for the team. And if we can round it off with a top 3 in the championship, then that'd be fantastic.
Wet or dry at Brands Hatch, I love this place. It suits my riding style, that flowy nature, but also heavy braking is what my riding style is sort of built around.
I can't wait to go and apply the way I ride now. It is very, very different, and keep our strengths, working our weakness, keeping our strengths, and we'll be okay.
It's time to go racing in Bennetts British Superbikes, round 11 at Brands Hatch GP. 3 races remain and it's all to play for after the thrills and spills at Donington Park 2 weeks ago. The British champion will be crowned here tomorrow in Kent. BSB has been a Hollywood blockbuster in 2023, and to kick things off today, we start with a psychological thriller. 8 can mathematically win it, but only 1 will be crowned champion in the final chapter of British Superbikes in 2023. It's eyes on the lights here at Brands, and away we go. A really good start there from O'Halloran on pole position on the McCams Yamaha. He will launch down into turn 1 in P1. Good start also for Jack Kennedy. He's got up into 3rd place. It's Haslam in 2nd. Kyle Ryde, likewise, has got off pretty well. Tommy Bridewell there is in 4th. Kyle Ryde's got that inside line. It was close through there.
Where's Glenn? It didn't seem to get the traditional Glenn Irwin launch, which is generally really good.
We can just see
He's
him.
there.
He's made a
Yep,
couple of
he
spots
has.
up.
Yep, he has.
And Tommy Bridewell immediately going underneath Jack Kennedy on the approach to Surtees. He moves up into third, the championship leader. O'Halloran it is that leads then from Haslam, Bridewell, Kennedy and Kyle Ryde as they now come up towards Hawthorne.
You can see there's a bare dry line. It's not wide at all. It's not actually bone dry. If you push that wide, you're going to be on the wet. A little bit better there into Westfield.
You can see one or two riders slightly cautious through Hawthorne as we see there. Kyle Ryde now attacking and going through on the Irish rider Jack Kennedy. Kyle Ryde knows he's got to get himself towards that top step to have a chance. Glenn Irwin is trying to make great progress. He's already made up 6 places, make that 7 places through Stirling.
Yeah, that Luke Mossy that was put offline a little bit and therefore lost a little bit of grip by Glenn Irwin. But Glenn's got to do it.
He has, and there he is now. Next up for him is Storm Stacey just up ahead, so he's up to 10th place as we come to complete the first lap of the sprint race here at British Superbike.
As predicted, it was always a bit hectic, and the weather didn't disappoint, did it? You know, 90% of the track, or 85% of the track was dry. But obviously we need to not forget that there is no rubber on the track, you know.
Problem Kyle Ryde's got is he's looking to get past one of the riders. Oh, and here comes Tommy up the inside. Good move. And did you see he pushed? What happened there was Tommy pushed Leon a little bit wide, and then he couldn't lean the bike over. He had to run slightly wide because he's on the damp part.
Glenn Irwin is 9th. He's not made up another place just yet. You can see him in the background there trying to get through on Peter Hickman, number 60 on the FHO Racing BMW.
Yeah, not an easy thing to do in these conditions. Peter Hickman, well, in any conditions, Peter Hickman is a savvy rider who tends to get the best out of dodgy conditions like this.
Oh, that was wide from Charlie Nesbitt just in the background there, and he's about to be caught by Hickman.
What's that? Well, Kyle Ryde's through at 2nd, so do we see that?
Bridewell then pushed back to 3rd. Christian Idden's looking good as Glenn Irwin then does make his way through. He had to almost barge his way past Peter Hickman.
He's had a troubled run all the way through qualifying, really.
Fastest lap of the race though, Glenn Irwin, number 2 on the Beer Monster Ducati.
Well, I tell you what, all these lads are brave, but he loves a fight, does well, whether he loves it or not, he's quite good at the fight, is Glenn Irwin.
I think based on what we've seen in the last few weeks, they all love a fight, to be honest with you.
Christian Idden in 4th, like you said, number 21 on the Oxford Products Ducati. Really good rider. Hey, up, there's I think that's where Kyle Ryde got through on Tommy Bridewell the last lap, because he's done exactly the same to Jason Allen. That was a great move that on Dingledale, and a brave one as well. Such a brave move to do that. Had to go onto the wet to initiate that move. And that's sketchy at 130 miles an hour.
Bridewell fights back immediately through Surtees. He's done it again. And same move as what he put on Haslam earlier on.
To do a lot of damage to the person you're overtaking, just because you have to lift him off that dry part of track.
Glenn Irwin is in the building. There he is there trying to make up moves. He's through on Leon Haslam. Next up for him is Christian Idden. Berwin has only got one more bite to pass, and then he'll have his eyes set on his teammate, and through comes Glenn Irwin. He's done a marvellous job from 17th on the grid, and now he's up into 4th place.
Yeah, brilliant. It's a shorter race, only 12 laps, and we're on 5.
Over the back, it was quite damp, and honestly, I tighten up a bit in them conditions. I really, really hate it. But I knew that now's not the time to hate them conditions.
And Glenn Irwin now has got right onto the tail unit of Tommy Bridewell. I don't know if Bridewell made a mistake somewhere midway through that lap. We're about to start lap 8 of 12 here in the sprint race, in the 2 men that cannot be split in the championship. 8 wins apiece, and they're 3rd and 4th on circuit. Here he is now, and Glenn Irwin is within touching distance of Tommy Bridewell. And how many times have we said that in 2023? Will he try and get the power out of Clearways, make the move into Paddock Hill Bend? Where does he make his move? Can he make his move? We're about to find out. We're about to start lap 9 of 12.
Well, if you're going to get under your man into Paddock Hill Bend, you really need to be quick around Clearways, and I don't think it was quick enough that lap.
Fantastic stuff here. Fantastic drama as ever in Bennett's British Superbike. This is just poised nicely. Oh, he's lining it up. He's lining it up, Glenn Irwin, but he's not going to make the move there. He's on the wrong side to try and make the move into Stirling. Glenn Irwin has had a look. There's been a rehearsal.
Just looks like he's waiting for any opportunity.
Oh, he's going to have a look at Surtees. He's not close enough, surely. Oh, that was close.
So careful.
We cannot take our eyes off this battle at the moment. These guys cannot catch Ryde or O'Halloran, and O'Halloran is not done yet either in pursuit of victory. Glenn Irwin.
I just think Glenn's going to have to take it. If he's going to take that position, it's going to be a massive
He's going to have a look here into Sterling. He had the speed. Can he get the bike stopped? He can't. He's gone wide. He's gone wide, but he manages to stay on. That was his attempt. He had to have a look, and that might be it in terms of third place.
I had a feeling if it was going to a move was going to be coming, it was going to be a lunge.
This isn't over out front either. Jason O'Halloran now attacking Kyle Ryde, who's been sublime, but O'Halloran now puts the move on Ryde into turn one. Remember, these two can still win the championship as well. It's gloves off everywhere. Ryde trying to retaliate. Got the inside line. Can he get stopped? He's a bit wide, but he's held his line well.
I thought it was Bridewell the whole race, and then Jason passed me into turn one, and I was like, oh, that's what's going to happen then. Luckily for me, he ran a little bit wide. I squared it off and passed him back, and then I rode really defensive for the rest of the lap.
He's trying to get into the slipstream. Jason O'Halloran knows he's really got to try and win this to have any chance as we come into the final corner.
Will he drop it wide and try and get a run? He is.
They're going to try and get a run here onto the line. The checkered flag is out in the sprint race. Kyle Ryde looks like he's got it, but here comes O'Halloran. Oh, it's close, but Ryde just gets it, I think. And in the background, Bridewell takes third from Glenn Irwin. The championship rumbles onto tomorrow with 10.5 points the difference, but Ryde and O'Halloran have closed the gap as well.
The Yamaha boys were on top form with Kyle Ryde and Jason O'Halloran separated by just 16 one-thousandths of a second. To put that into perspective, it's that much. Tommy Bridewell has got a 10.5 points gap, which means theoretically he could come second to Glenn Irwin in both races and win the championship by a scant half a point. That would be the smallest winning margin in Bennett's BSB history. And I think almost in all motorsport history, apart from a Formula One title for Niki Lauda back in the 1980s.
That was always the target from this race. This race was always a target to beat Glenn, extend my championship points lead. And now if I have to follow Glenn home, I'm able to follow him home in both races. I don't have to beat him. So for me, mentally, it's a big thing because it takes a bit of pressure off.
It's all about those small margins. The depth of field and the depth of talent is remarkable. There's never been a final like this in recent years. It's all to play for. It's the day of destiny.
So let's say championship celebrations for me is nothing to do with me. I'm quite oblivious to everything because that it can go south quick. And for me, it's just staying focused and making sure that I get the job completed.
You know, mathematically to win the championship is one thing, but you know, it's essentially in your hands, you know, if you come away with the best possible weekend. So it's, do you know what I mean? It's great. We're arriving up. I like looking at the weather and seeing full sun and 11 degrees because it reminds me of Northern Ireland. You know, in most other countries, full sun, you're like 22 degrees, full sun at home. We have the coat on, don't we? And the hat. I come in here with a hat.
If we come away top 3 in the championship, that's a great realistic thing for this weekend. Anything more than that is obviously a massive bonus, and yeah, it'll be a big surprise to be British Superbike champion. But yeah, I'm going to ride my heart out all weekend and see where we end up.
It's the final day of the season in Bennetts British Superbikes for 2023, and it's all to play for, as today someone will claim the biggest national prize on 2 wheels. This is the day of destiny. O'Halloran was second yesterday. He's pole ahead of Glenn Irwin, who's got it all to do here this morning. Kyle Ryde is third, then it's Bridewell, Haslam and Idden on row 2. We wait now for the green flag at the back, and we're ready to go. 20 laps coming up, and it's eyes on the lights in BSB, and away we go. Good off the start there was Jason O'Halloran, just as he was here yesterday as well. Glenn Irwin, a good start as well, as he always does. He's second. He's already looking around the outside of Jason O'Halloran. Kyle Ryde is third. Up the hill we go towards Druiton immediately. Glenn Irwin is attacking for the lead, and does, but it's tight through there. He manages to make it stick, James. It's Glenn Irwin that leads. He knows he's got to get the points today. He knows he's got to finish ahead of Tommy Bridewell. at the moment, so far, so good. Kyle Ryde in second is the man to look out for. His pace all weekend, James, has just been stunning. In terms of the maths, it's pretty simple as Kyle Ryde here immediately launches an assault on Glenn Owen. That was tight, James.
It was tight, but Glenn left him a little bit of room, if you know what he said. Glenn doesn't want to get involved in anybody else's accident. He's got to be clean.
Kyle Ryde so eager to find a way past Glenn Irwin. Jason O'Halloran right on his tail as well in that beautiful 2017 nod. Early stages, I know, lap 4 of 20, but Tommy Bridewell with the fastest lap of the race, James. So far, it's sort of playing out as you would expect. The Yamaha's just finding it difficult to fish their way through on Glen Irwin. Around Clearways now, and then onto Clark Curve. There's that wide sweeping line from Irwin, and then on the power, O'Halloran here is now in the slipstream of Kyle Ryde and wants a piece of the action, is now pulling up alongside Kyle Ryde to try and get up into second. He's got the inside line. Can he get the bike stopped? He can.
Yeah,
but on the cutback, here comes Kyle.
Yep, he'll swap to the inside and hope to get up the inside at Druids, and does so.
There you go, straight back up the inside there then. That's just given Glen Irwin all of about half a tenth of breathing space. And now coming out of Graham Hill again, Jason O'Halloran looking good, and he's got the inside line and he's launching one up the inside here at Surtees. Kyle knew he was coming.
He did, cuts back to a late apex and tries to do the same as he did into Druids down the straight.
And again, you can just see that's helped out Glen Irwin at this point of the circuit, and now they've got Tommy Bridewell breathing down their neck. They're not split by much even now after.
No, the way the points have worked at the beginning of the season for the first 7 rounds meant that it was going to be difficult for anybody to put a real big gap into anybody.
Oh, Tommy there.
Have a look, typical Tommy, very safe, has a look, and he actually backed out of that one early enough for it to be really clean.
Still, Irwin doing a splendid job out front.
That's Christian Hidden.
Christian Hidden's gone down and he looks pretty hurt there, just on the curbs. I do hope he's okay. He's crashed out of 5th place. And we have got a safety car. Absolutely right, James. A safety car out then because of that incident. Here we go then. The safety car is about to pull into pit lane. They're heading down towards Clearways now, in Glen Irwin heads through Clearways fine. And then we're go. Here comes Glen Irwin then, and that's okay. They're all pretty much where they were as they started. That's exactly what we wanted.
That's a really good restart.
And that's a good restart for Tommy Bridewell, immediately trying to find a way through on Kyle Ryde, but can't. Through Graham Hill. It is Irwin that leads. As things stand then, on lap 11 of 20, half a point in it going into this afternoon. That would be crazy! And down goes Jason O'Halloran. That's one championship rival then out of the equation.
Yeah, that's actually played into the hands of this man.
Yeah, Tommy Bridewell. Yep. One less person to pass. We're about to start lap 13 of 20. Tommy Bridewell at the moment is the fastest rider on circuit in terms of his fastest lap. That means he will be pole later on, and at the moment, of course, he is your championship leader. As it stands, 2.5 points would be his lead heading into this afternoon's race.
Josh Brooks has been round here many a time. We've seen a championship decided, and we're concentrating on the 2 championship rivals, and Josh has been 10 seconds up the road.
Tommy's going for it through Hawthorne Bend. He's gone through on Tommy Bridewell. Kyle Ryde is biting back immediately though. He pulls up alongside the Beer Monster Ducati man and goes back through again. Front end bouncing around for Tommy.
He can pull out in just enough look down the straight so that Kyle cannot do anything on the brake.
Tommy Bridewell here is pulling out of the slipstream. He's got the inside line. He's going for it now on Kyle Ryde. Kyle will now have to try and go through on the comeback. That was neat and tidy from Bridewell. But up the inside, here comes Kyle Ryde again. Uphill. Can he get through? He's going to have a look. It's the block pass into Druids. Oh, Tommy Bridewell closes the door. It's Glen Irwin then from Tommy. Now, Glen at the moment is not aware that it's Tommy behind him. He will be shortly. I'd imagine it'll be placed on his pit board pretty quickly. Tommy's going to shape up something here. He's into the slipstream. He's not going to be quite close enough, is he, to have a look? But Kyle Ryde is trying to find a way through, but just cannot get there.
He doesn't have the speed advantage down the straight to put himself in that position.
Kyle Ryde! Oh, dear. Tommy Bridewell, oh my goodness, and here comes Ryan Vickers as well. Ryan Vickers is like, don't worry, you've got a wingman. I'm coming to save the day. Contrasting lines on the approach into the final corner, and Tommy Bridewell here is shaping something up. He's now going to get on the power. They're both sliding it around. Clark Curve. Bridewell trying to get into the slipstream. Is he close enough to have a look?
No, it's not going to happen.
Out of Surtees. Is he close enough to get in the slipstream? No.
Identical
machines.
So.
Identical machines.
Yeah.
And then we're starting the final lap of the race.
Tommy's looking at getting a run here.
Cue the Jaws music, folks. The final lap of race 2 then of the weekend, the final day of action, and Tommy Bridewell goes really hot into Clearways, trying to shape something up. The tyres are screaming for grip as we come over the start-finish straight. Tommy Bridewell then, does he make his move here into Clearways? Into Paddock Hill Bend? No, he's not close enough.
Yeah, problem was he got a little bit of a head shake, which meant he had to brake a little bit earlier because that would have pushed the pads back a little bit. He's trying everything.
He's not going to do it into Druids either. So that's another opportunity gone.
This is going to be a nipping up the inside of Sterling's. He's going to get through
That's
Sheens
the only
quick.
chance he's got. Other than that, it's the final corner or a round and a drag to the line.
He's looking at it.
He's getting very close here, is Tommy Bridewell, but not quite close enough to make the move into Stirling Bend. It's now going to be all the way down towards Clearways and then the run to the line. And I don't think at the moment he looks like he's close enough.
I think the same.
Here we go then, dropping down into the hill, around Clearway corner. It's been a sublime ride from the PBM boys, and across the line we go, and Glenn Irwin wrestles back a victory here. There'll be 5.5 in it, going into the last race of the season.
Well, 5.5 points separate the two Beer Monster Ducati riders, and 30 points further back is car riding in third position. Those three riders that you see on the podium in a couple of hours' time will duke it out for the 2023 Bennetts British Superbike Championship, and I, for one, can't wait.
Mate, you nearly won the championship then. When I backed that, you went deep into Glen and went wide. So I nearly, honestly, when you watch it back, I lost about a second away off the track.
It's mad when you go up in the sheen on the rear brake and you're like drifting up into
I genuinely think it would be if I lost the rear brake mid-race now.
Oh mate,
entry, exit, everything.
It was when we came to this round, I was starting to use it in rear straight here mid-season. It transforms the bike.
Hello, Tiddler!
You alright, young'un?
Yeah, you?
Oh, you alright?
You know, I like the shakes in that race. I don't know what. What was going on?
I was going around like thinking the Northwest 200. It's mad.
I just heard your interview, yeah.
Honestly, I was going around before safety car. I was like, it's just like the Northwest 200. Just very unreal. And then safety car came out. I was like, oh, this doesn't have the Northwest. We don't have safety cars. I had to like reprogram.
Next thing you'll think you're at Friction or something.
When Tommy come past me, I tried to get back past Tommy, which I did, and then I tried to have a go at Glenn, but it just wasn't possible.
Racing the same bike when Glenn's riding as well as he is never easy. Just couldn't get past.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on both of us. This isn't about tit for tat and, you know, me, him. You know, there's pressure on me, I have to win. There's pressure on Tommy, he can't finish third and second. Go out and enjoy it, put on a great show.
You didn't see Jace go down behind you.
What did he do?
We both saw it. He was into the bottom here. You went in. It was you know, I just saw this thing just
complete cold left hand side.
Yeah. Yeah. So I suppose. Yeah. It was fast.
Yeah. He was there. Every time they put a new livery on, they crash, don't they?
It's the last dance in Bennetts BSB for 2023. A packed Brands Hatch sets the stage for the final act. Who takes the Dream Trophy? They both want it so much, and Kyle Ryde is ready and poised, and he's got a lot of speed. Glenn Irwin looking to become the first Northern Irishman to pick up the championship ever in the history. Kyle Ryde, the young gun, known as Youth, looking to try and upset the script. And of course, Tommy Bridewell on pole. How emotional would he be if he picks up the spoils? It's eyes on the lights, and away we go. Not such a great start for Tommy initially, and straight through goes Ryan Vickers, and that's what you normally expect to see from Tommy. Where's Glenn though? Glenn's going a little bit further in. Oh, there's a few patches there and dust kicking up. Where's Glenn Owen? He's got the inside line now. Tommy Bridewell attacking also. Is Glenn getting a bit messed up? He's in the middle of a pack there. He's lost a couple of places. Tommy's going forward already on the approach to Surtees for the first time. Is he going to try and pick him up? Wow!
He's got to be careful of that.
Tommy Bridewell then already trying to bite his way through to take lead here.
Unlike Glenn Irwin, as Tommy slices through at Hawthorne, and that's a clean move, a proper Ducati move is that.
Tommy Bridewell leads then, the championship leader ahead of Vickers. Leon Haslam's there in third, with Kyle Ryde in fourth. Glenn Irwin at the moment, the man who needs to get ahead of Bridewell, is in sixth. Tommy Bridewell fans will be loving what they're seeing as he rounds Clearways. He leads and will lead over the line. He's got two OMG Yamahas ready to pounce on him though on the approach to Paddock Hill Bend for the second time, and already Kyle Ryde is attacking his teammate. Lovely move from Kyle Ride. He goes up into second. Glenn Owen is now up into 4th place. And now he's got 2 OMG Yamahas to try and get through.
Watch Kyle up the inside here.
Kyle Ride then.
Before.
He has, and he's doing it again. He's using the advantage of that Yamaha through this sector, and he leads.
And he needs to lead because if he's going to get away and put any time into anybody else, he needs to have clear air with that Yamaha.
It's all come down to this. These have been the best 2 teams in 2023. 3 riders that can win this championship are all there in front of you, with Ryan Vickers in there as a wingman to Kyle.
I just wanted to win the race. When I set off, the bike felt good. I passed 2 people with ease, and I got behind Glenn, and he was setting a good pace, but I just wanted to get to the front. Obviously, yesterday when I won, I was doing the same thing, setting the pace, and yeah, normally I'm quite hard to beat when I do that.
Up towards Hawthorne Corner, Ryan Vickers now, then can he use the advantage of that Yamaha?
Ryan Vickers looks sharp.
He really does look sharp. He looks hungry. Downhill towards Clearways once more. It's Kyle Ride that leads. He's been in great rhythm this weekend at Brands Hatch. He's had fantastic speed, and he's maybe got himself a couple of tenths on this lap ahead of Tommy Bridewell.
Yeah, and that's what a Yamaha rider needs to do, because if you haven't got more than a tenth or 2, then the Ducati rider is going to put himself in a position to outbrake you somewhere. Kyle Ride not able to get away, even with that softer rear tyre. Is that Glenn up the inside?
Glenn's going. Yep. He's going, but he's going a bit deep and through. Back is Ryan Vickers on the cut back. He gets back into 3rd. See if he can pop out over the top of the hill. That was a really neat and tidy Surtees from Owen as well.
It's all about getting the power on, and I think he has. He's in the slipstream, that'll help as well.
So he pulls out to the inside, and this time can he get the job done? He has. Glenn Owen goes up into 3rd place, then ahead of Ryan Vickers, and next up for him is championship rival and teammate Tommy Bridewell.
The tactic for the last race, well, you know, it was to involve other riders, to cause trouble within reason for Tommy. I pride myself in being a nice person, full of respect. You know, I'm also a fan of racing. Tommy Bridewell was a superbike rider, you know, before I was even racing in this job, and the pundits and friends and ex-racers, current racers just said you need to be not so nice. So I tried not so nice within reason, taking Tommy White at T4.
Here comes Glenn, up the inside of Tommy Bridewell. He's making the move into Surtees. It's a blocked path through Surtees. He sits up Tommy, and through goes Ryan Vickers as well.
That could be pivotal.
Glenn Owen there with a block pass on Tommy. Tommy won't have liked that.
Get to Tommy because I was sick from the grid, he was first. So yeah, we put a nice green tick through that.
Half a point Glenn would win it by, as things stand. Can you believe it?
No.
Lap 7 of 20. I mean, the script writers have been phenomenal so far this year. Once more, we head through Pilgrim's Drop and up towards Hawthorne Corner. And once more, the 2 Ducati struggling to get through, although Bridewell's had a big look up the inside here of Ryan Vickers into Hawthorne Bend, and now takes the championship lead once more.
That's it. It's where it needs to be.
Bit of a gap then forming back to Christian Idden in 5th.
Fastest lap for Tommy Bridewell.
Oh, here comes Glenn. Up the inside, a Kyle Ride through Hawthorne. Can he make it stick? This is the part of the circuit where, of course, Kyle Ride is so strong. Can he bite back?
He will bite back immediately if he can, and this is where he might do it. He's going for the... didn't have the room to go for the inside.
No, he's not able to go through. So as it stands now then, Glenn Owen would be champion again.
Yeah, but now Tommy Bridewell's got a long time to weigh up and try and get past Kyle.
Thought about it. Through Sterling. One of these 3 boys will be crowned champion of British Superbikes for the first time in their career. Something they've all dreamed of towards Druids. They've dropped the rest of the pack. Christian Idden in 5th, not able to live with this pace.
Little snap twitch of a slide from Kyle Ride that.
It's actually brought Ryan Vickers a bit closer to Tommy now, although it's also given maybe Tommy a chance again though, but Kyle Ride did really well.
He gets straight back on the throttle again, and that did go.
And Tommy's through. Tommy's taking his chance to go through on Kyle Ride. Kyle Ride though is going to bounce back. He's got that inside line, but he's not got the poke and the power of the Ducati. Tommy Bridewell then retakes the championship lead and is exactly where he needs to be. They've got a chance now. Will he have a look into the left-hander? No. And now this is crucial. This is crucial. Live standings, Tommy Bridewell leads the championship once more and would win it by half a point.
As soon as I passed Carl, championship complete and British champion, but also I also knew that he is going to be looking to where he can pass me back.
And it hasn't worked again here.
Yeah, all Kyle Ride can do is get in the slipstream and try and squeeze as much out.
Oh, there's a moment there for Glenn Owen, and around the outside for Tommy Bridewell. Kyle Ride's got the inside line. Tommy Bridewell has to sit up, and Kyle Ride now at Brands Hatch at Druids.
Unbelievable. We said we were waiting for a mistake, and that was a slight mistake, that.
As it stands, Tommy would still be champion, of course, because Glenn needs that Yamaha in between himself and Tommy Bridewell.
Yeah, but for my money now, with 3 laps to go, 3 and a bit, Glenn has another chance at this because we're in exactly the same position. Glenn knows that he needs to get past Kyle and not have his teammate doing. He's got another chance.
He's going through again, and he's up the inside of Kyle Wright. Does he hold his line, though?
You've got to do what you got to do. They have to work hard to get even anywhere near me towards the back straight. When they get past me, I was stuck.
The champion.
He's made a mistake. Glenn Owen makes a mistake and allows Kyle Wright back through. Tommy fancies it as well. Oh, he thought about that one. He did think about that.
A little bit of panic coming in here.
And it's all to play for now for the 2 Beer Monster Ducati boys. Glenn Owen, number 2, has to get a bike between himself and Tommy Bridewell to be crowned champion as we start the penultimate lap of the race.
Yeah, it needs to be closer to Kyle Wright than this.
I had to work very, very, very hard at Druids to be able to make that move on Kyle in the penultimate lap. Graham Hill's probably a strong sector, a strong corner for me, and use the bike strengths, get it picked up on the back straight.
Another championship lead change.
How many times is that? 8?
It must be. Glenn Owen now would win the championship.
Yep,
it's the 7th time it's happened. As they head around Clearways, and now Tommy has got to do something about this.
He's got to make a pass. He has to make a pass for the championship. Has to do.
Oh, and he's squirming away, losing grip is Glenn Owen. We start the final lap of the year. The crowd don't know which way to look. Bridewell thought about engaging into Paddock Hill Bend, but he can't get through.
Got to be clean. A mistake's going to finish this one off for whoever does it.
Tommy knows, though, if he can go through, that it's job done. He does go through. Can he get it stopped? Kyle Wright on the cutback. No, he doesn't. Tommy Bridewell's doing enough. As it stands now, it's the 8th change of the championship lead.
I don't know
right now, Tommy would win it. Kyle has got to be so good through here to have any chance at the moment then. Tommy Bridewell has got the championship trophy in his grasp. But here comes Kyle Wright. He's got the drive. He's going to switch to the inside. Does he go through on Tommy Bridewell? No. Last chance for him is surely Stirling Corner. It's the only place he can get it done, and he's not close enough. And now Bridewell has just got to be clean around the last few corners to get the job done.
Yep.
The checkered flag is being prepared. The last race, the last corner of 2023. Kyle's taken a wide sweeping line, but it surely won't be enough. Glenn Owen's going to win, but your new British Superbike champion is Tommy Bridewell by half a point. Unbelievable scenes. What a season.
What an end to the championship. What a brilliant championship.
And that is great to see after everything that we've had in the last few months.
I'm the story you don't speak of. I'm the one they call the underdog. Every time the push comes too sharp, I'm climbing over you to reach the top. Cause I want everything and nothing at all. Yeah, I want everything and nothing at all. Cause I want everything and nothing, nothing at all. Don't care what you think or what you believe. Cause I'm gonna turn the world upside down. If you want a shot, just step in the ring. Yeah, I'ma shake your bones like thunder.
He's finally realised his dream, and he's now heading over to say thanks to all of the people that are hanging off pit wall. And here comes the fanfare. Tommy Bridewell, the 2023 British Superbike champion, and now he's with his team.
Cause I want everything and nothing at all. Yeah, I want everything and nothing at all. Cause I want everything and nothing at all.
I want to say, as always, it's for my brother. I dedicate everything I do in my life for my brother. The day I lost Ollie, I promised him I will become British champion. Word on the street is I'm a bit of a big deal. No, I'm only joking.
You know, I've manifested a lot into my life, and some of the things has been manifesting more love, more joy, more happiness, and more success. And all of that has came in abundance. The other one is to manifest the British Superbike Championship.
My life goal in the respects of when I lost my brother in 2007 was to lift the championship to become British Superbike champion.
And I know who he won this championship for. You know, him, his family, they've won this for Ollie, and what a tribute. There's no more deserving family to win the title.
I've never ever lost the belief that one day I would become British champion.
Not too heartbroken. I give it everything, and I'll be back again.
And now finally I've got the big daddy, the big Bertha. Yeah, so it's a nice trophy actually. I'm gonna get a replica made because for the elements it won't survive on Ollie's grave. But I'm looking forward to taking this up the church to show Ollie. God, fuck, what an achievement. So I'm going to get a little replica made. I'll have to ask BS, but they can pay for it, sodom. So thank you MSVR for my replica trophy.
The time is 6 minutes past 7 o'clock, Sunday the 15th of October. Just over 2 hours ago, we crowned the 2023 Bennetts British Superbike Champion. And I think I speak for everyone that's been at Brands Hatch today, is there's people going home, probably just talking to their friends and colleagues going, what the heck did we just see? When they write the history of motorsport in the UK, maybe even motorsport in the world, I'm pretty sure the 2023 BSB season's going to get a line or two. Coming into this event, the pressure was immense. First there were 8 guys, then there were 6 guys, then it came down to 3. And I can't think of too many recent motorsport experiences where the 3 people on the road were the 3 people with an absolute chance of winning a championship. The pendulum was swinging from left to right. Carl Ryde, Tommy Bridewell, Glenn Irwin, every corner of every lap, you were just hanging on for what was going to happen next, with manoeuvres and everything on such a fantastic track. Brands Hatch just lends itself to these days. We've called it the theatre of dreams in motorsport, and a dream came true today for Tommy Bridewell. But for moreover, this event, this championship this year, just meant so much more. I mean, for Tommy Bridewell, he's carried the death of his brother in 2007 with him. It hit him hard. He gets up every day thinking of Ollie. Everything he does in life is a tribute to Ollie. And all of us that have grown up with that family track back to a terrible day in 2007 at Mallory Park, where a true star was lost. And that's been hard for that family. And they've come back year after year, and it hasn't gone so well sometimes, and there's been flashes of brilliance, but never quite put the full season together. And this year it just clicked. But to see the gesture that Tommy always gives to the sky, which we know is his connection to his brother Ollie, was just beautiful. And then, of course, the more recent one, and in many ways perhaps the more raw one, is following the death of Paul Bird. Paul was an absolute giant in this championship, and even subliminally today, we're seeing the PBM team win. I looked around on the grid because normally I'd look for the team owner and it would be Paul or anyone who's won the championship, but certainly if it was PBM, it would be Paul. Catch his eye, and we shake hands, do an embrace, and that was something that was when, for me, and we're a few weeks on from the loss of Paul, it's hit me like a ton of bricks today. This is today I've really felt it for the first time, because we are a family, and people like it's a business racing, but it's a way of life, and not just a way of life. It's an obsession. It's the Monday to Friday, every week of the year, every month of the year, what it means to people. And just chatting to Tommy, there's a serenity on the podium where I saw a new man today, a champion that's etched in, and he said he's going to come back and defend the title. And now his biggest challenge, does he run 46 or does he run number 1? And I think he made the choice to run number 1 because when you've got it, you've got to show it. And I think that's the right thing. But what a season it's been. From the get-go, people said, oh, you've lost Taron McKenzie, Bradley Ray, have you lost some of your stars? And I always knew in my heart this championship is more solid than that. It's built on so many different levels, and this year we've seen some of the best racing in the modern era. We've seen it ebbing and flowing from different riders. Some started strong, others have come stronger later in the year, and we've seen emerging talent. We've got new teams already talking about next year. We've got so many subplots going on, and that is so good, and it's such a fantastic distraction from a world at the moment which is a pretty unpleasant place to read about. Sport gives you everything, and our sport, Bennetts British Superbikes, gives so much to so many people, and I'm going to keep delivering as long as I can the best show on earth. Thank you everybody for watching.